Ever since I was a little ape, I've struggled with the question, what should I make? What should I draw? What sexy guitar riff should I play? What essay should I choose? And more recently, what video should I create? However, I believe there's a very simple answer to this question that leaves me enjoying the process the most and being most satisfied. I should create what I love. We hear this kind of obvious answer all the time. Create what you're passionate about. Create what your soul's desire alludes to. What God put you on this earth to create. Sure, but how does one do that? And that is what I'll be attempting to answer in this video.
In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 creative ways to make sure you never run out of video ideas.
When I was starting on YouTube a bit over a year ago, I was obsessively watching videos like this before I'd even started making videos. There are 2 main reasons why I was so obsessed with checking what other people were doing. The first is because I wanted to see what content would definitely be successful and interesting. Our creative little monkey brains can come up with all kinds of ideas that we personally like. And far too often, we're too quick to invalidate them just because everyone else is making Among Us Tuesday videos. We doubt that anyone would be interested in our strange, unique ideas because they haven't necessarily been tested and brought to life before. If we become really focused on what other people are doing and how they're gaining success, we might lose touch of what really fascinates us and also become scared of taking creative risks of our own. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with inspiration. It shows us what's possible and gives us something to strive for. But there's a big difference between being inspired by other creators you love and obsessively searching for what you're allowed to or supposed to do. The second reason was because I wanted to see that no one else had done the same thing before. The reason why teachers are able to give their students the same essay title is because unless the students copy one another, they're not going to end up with the same essay. And the same goes for your art or content or whatever. If you're not copying someone else, it's going to be unique. It's going to have your personal experiences, your way of expressing yourself, and your little personal flair. Hundreds of people have probably made a video about this very topic, but I can assure you that none of them have included this. Although you don't have to achieve some kind of true uniqueness. Everything you create will ultimately be rooted in everything you've been exposed to, including other content that you've seen. But what matters is that what you create aligns with what really interests you. And obsessing over what everyone else is doing might take you further away from that, and easily become an excuse not to create at all. Okay, let's say you've decided you won't compulsively check what everyone else is doing, that you're an interesting human being who can come up with something yourself. You open up your laptop to write your next video idea, or lay out a paper and pencil to create an absolute masterpiece, but then you realize you still got no damn clue what actually interests you. You have no clue who you are. You have no clue how your monkey ass sat down on that chair, or what color your hand soap is. Is it orange? Is it white? Is it a light violet shade? Is the soap bottle orange but the soap itself blue? Who am I? One of the best pieces of creative advice that I've ever gotten was from this book called The Artist's Way. The advice is relatively straightforward. Write. Get a journal, a pen, a pencil, piece of greasy pizza crust, it doesn't matter, and write. Julia Cameron recommends this stream of consciousness exercise where you don't plan or think about what you're going to write. You just write what comes to your mind. This exercise allows you to get over one of the biggest barriers to making shit. You just start making shit. The point isn't for you to create anything good, and trust me, it won't be. But it's just to start doing something. There are constantly thoughts emerging in your head. There is no way that you can stare at a blank piece of paper and not have anything come up in your mind. Unless you are literally Dalai Lama. But even still, Dalai Lama still has thoughts coming in his mind. And eventually, one of these thoughts will be worth exploring further. For a long time, You might find it incredibly boring. You might spend all your time writing, I don't know what to write. This is so boring. Oh my god. I can't think of anything. I'm just writing about how I can't think of anything. But at some point, if you keep doing it, you'll get so mind-numbingly bored that you will start to write about other stuff. This could be about your day, how Sally annoys the shit out of you, how your poop had a weird color this morning, that you noticed your hand soap in fact has a blue exterior but a violet soap, or that you love pigeons. You absolutely fucking love pigeons. Just start with a couple of sentences. Move slowly to half a page, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're doing it consistently, preferably on a daily basis. Even if you write just complaining about shitty things in your day, getting that out of the way gives you the space for new creative ideas to emerge. And as you do the exercise, pay attention to what keeps reoccurring, what's stuck in your mind, because those are the things that are worth exploring further and using as inspiration for your art. You can also experiment with other writing techniques. I came across this really good Skillshare video that talked about writing a list of all your obsessions. It can literally be anything, and you shouldn't exclude something just because you don't know how you're going to use it. These don't necessarily have to be good or bad things. Inspiration can come from anything. Positive or negative experiences are equally as valuable for creating something. You look at Taika Waititi. He made Jojo Rabbit because of an obsession that he had for Nazis and Hitler. The reason I started the entire Fallout series, which is probably what led you to this video, is because I was really obsessed with the Fallout VAT system. I just thought it was the coolest thing and wanted to make something with it. The whole mayor thing was born because I was so obsessed with Video Game Donkey's video where he plays Fallout and he has this clip with the mayor, and it's just, I found it to be the funniest thing ever. So then I just made that. And if you ever feel like you're in a slump and you don't know what to create, look back at this list and expose yourself to all these things that interest you. Leonardo da Vinci did not paint Mona Lisa. Did not paint the Mona Lisa when he first got into art, and for a very good reason. It would have probably looked like this. For the harsh critics like myself, we often expect the quality of our work to excel right from the start. But that's really dumb. Realistically, the first hundreds or maybe thousands of things we create are gonna kinda suck. And if that's the case, what's the point in investing huge amounts of effort into them? It makes much more sense to start smaller. Not only does this mean you'll be able to experiment more and learn better from your mistakes, but more importantly, it'll just keep you motivated. There are many times in my life where I've gone too big right from the start. When I first started learning guitar, I was trying to learn this solo by Slash a few weeks into picking it up. My second ever animation project took me 90 hours to create. Sure, it might have left a pretty decent end result, but it left me very burnt out and motivated, and I basically never did an animation project after that again. If you know that each project you start won't be some kind of immense, impossible task that you have to drag yourself through, you'll be much more likely to finish it and move on to other things. Personally, I'm not the biggest TikTok fan, and a big part of this is because of the 1 minute limitation. However, for myself creatively, making content there taught me a lot. Because of that 1 minute time limit, I was forced to create smaller projects consistently, and it really improved my editing, writing, filming, everything. In this great book that I will recommend for the rest of my life, Atomic Habits, James Clear also explains how deciding when and where you're going to work on something will make you much more likely to do it. A surprisingly big obstacle of doing anything is having to decide each time when you're going to spend time and commit to something. Having a sort of schedule and treating each session as if they were an appointment that you couldn't miss will remove this obstacle. Finally, at the end of the day, you just got to do it. At some point, you need to switch off that brain, switch off all that thinking, planning, bullshit, and just take action. All of those doubts, all those worries spinning around in your head are just thoughts, and they don't represent your reality. You just have to take that leap of faith and go for it. One step at a time. You write the title, the first sentence, draw the first line, pick up the camera, and with each step, you'll build more and more momentum. And before you know it, you'll have made something. And once it's done, whether it's good, bad, trash, whatever, don't linger on it. Just keep going. To sum up everything, to help create what you love, don't obsess over what everyone else is doing. Inspiration is totally fine and necessary, but just focus on what interests you. Doing a short stream of consciousness exercise on a daily or frequent basis can give you better access to your interests and ideas. And finally, just flip and do it. Focus on smaller, more manageable projects, and don't expect brilliance right from the start. Stay patient and keep going. As a final word, creating what you love can be scary. It's not the easy way out. Especially if you show your art to the world, there are some people who aren't going to be interested in what you make. But that's fine. Someone out there will. And what matters most is that you'll enjoy the process. Even if you find yourself being discontent with your creations, each project will bring you just one step closer to creating something that you love. I'm not an expert at this. I don't have this all figured out. I feel like I'm making this video as much for you guys as I am for myself. I struggle with coming up with ideas that I really love. I still experience a lot of doubt and imposter syndrome, but I feel like I've learned a lot this past couple of years, and I wanted to share that with you. The Artist's Way has been especially helpful. I highly recommend it. It's really changed my view of creativity and acknowledged many of the doubts and fears that I've experienced. Let me know what you love to create or what you'd want to create one day, and I wish you the best of luck on your creative journey. If you found some value from this video, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. It means a lot. Also, holy shit, I can't believe the channel has 50K. What the fuck? It's just crazy. And thank you for all the love, all the support. I really deeply appreciate it. All right, I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.